Welcome into LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax. Hi, I am Max Bretos. This is the show that gets you up close and personal to all things black and gold. Joining you today from inside the LAFC Performance Center, where so much work goes in behind the scenes. When you think of the great ones to take the field at BMO Stadium, Vela, Rossi, Bale, Ollie the Falcon. A tip to the hat to the peregrine falcon native to us here in Southern California. If you go to the stadium, you would have seen Ken, now his son Jason Micknuck, with Ollie. Everyone wants to be the Falconer. People are getting Ollie tattoos printed on. It is truly a spectacle, and it is this week's Behind the Crest, the Falcon Flight, presented by Carmax.
I'm absolutely amazed at the phenomenon this has become, and the Falcon Flight is its own individual identity at a point and to become a part of the club itself. I never dreamed that Ollie would have her own chant, that people are fighting to become the honorary Falconer to get an opportunity to be with her. To be black and gold, to be part of LAFC, to be part of the history and the culture is a true blessing to me, and I appreciate my love for not just falconry, but for the team and what the team has done for my family and I. And it's special and it's irreplaceable. My name is Jason Micknuck. Kenneth Micknuck's my father. He's the former LAFC Falconer, and I'm the next generation. So today we're out here flying in the living desert, just training the LAFC Falcons today, having a fun time.
So the reason why we use GPS whenever we're flying the Falcons is basically healthy paranoia. Tells me exactly where my bird is, the altitude, rate of speed, and everything, so I can just walk up and go say hi and she can come home safely.
We're about to fly the Falcons. You don't mind, we're going to be shooting some video, you don't mind just hanging out? They're going to be focused on me. No, you're good.
Yeah.
You can hang out here.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
how did the Falcons start? How did we start this ritual? Where did it come from and why? Los Angeles was one of the very first cities in the world to have some sort of falcon nesting program to reintroduce the peregrine falcons. LAFC wanted to somehow incorporate that because the wings on the logo, through friends of friends, they hooked us up with LAFC. We're talking 2016 at the time, before we had a team. And they're like, how do we do this? How can we get it set up? And they're like, okay, how about you come down and we'll reserve the Coliseum for the day. Whatever, I didn't think anything of it, to be 100% honest. And when we actually drove down to the field at the Coliseum, that was the first moment. It's like, oh my God, this is real. Like, these guys are legit. We flew the Falcons and got some photos with everybody and just had this really amazing time and instantly connected to what was the core of LAFC. Fast forward, Will Ferrell was our first honorary Falconer.
LAFC for the first time steps on the pitch here at Bank of California Stadium to take on the Seattle Sounders.
We were all stressed out, we were terrified, and we're just joking back and forth. And he had a lot of fun with it. Finally flew off, it went over, but everybody was confused but excited at the same time. And no one thought what we started with would have such a cultural impact on the club and the fandom itself. You got Soccer Head with tattoos of the birds, you got 3252 with tattoos of Ollie on them and everything like that. And it's just this phenomenon that I'm really excited to be able to take over and build on that. We've got both of our LAFC Falcons here. On the left, we have Ollie, who's a red-naped Shaheen, and on the right, we have Sunny, which is a Barbary Falcon. So they actually come from a very similar climate. So she's on the east coast of Africa up through India, and Ollie is from India up north through Persia. Ollie is always a superstar. So when you see her starting, like, we're never going to say it's Ollie and have Sunny flying. Even though they are similar, they fly very differently. And you know, how she flies legendary, super high over the top of the stadium, big dynamic dives, and just this high energy output constantly. So with that said, let's go ahead and wire up Ollie and get flying. All right, lure reset. Let's go to work. She's so strong. It's an adrenaline rush for me because you have to be perfect when you have a bird doing 150 miles an hour, 10 feet in front of you. Pull it in for a second so I can get my reset. That was a game day quality flight. So, except for me getting the lure stuck in the sticks underneath me. You got that, right? My favorite part, like we have a couple that came up here talking, hanging out, and just interacting. And that with the kids and the family. So when we go out onto Christmas tree lane or, you know, pre-game or post-game, and we're just trying to hang out with the fans, is because we really want to create that special bond with those kids. And I have season ticket holders will come up to me and go, we're here because daughter, son is in love with Ollie. And we got like the Ollie plushies now. Fan is just absolutely in love with Ollie. And parents did that, framed it and gave it to my dad and I. Just amazing on the impact this has had on so many different lives. My favorite honorary falconer, we had an 8-year-old girl who survived brain cancer. She's sitting there holding Ollie, and she was wearing the 22 championship ring, and she's like this, just on the camera, just going at it. And the energy she had was unparalleled. That little girl's spirit is unbreakable. Sorry, I'm tearing up thinking about her. You know, it's my dad being the falconer and the identity of the falcon flight. And he's absolutely loved every second of that. And he's cherished that, and it's one of his fondest memories, just being able to go out onto the pitch and celebrate, you know, with the people, with the fandom, with 3252. And it was a hard decision for him to want to set back, but it really came down to, this is a full-time job to be able to take care of the falcons and to be able to work with them, to be able to train them. And he really just wants to spend more time with his grandchildren. And you know, I've been there since day one. I've been doing falconry for my entire life at this point. And this is how my father and I bonded growing up. So even though he is leaving big shoes to fill, I'm excited to be able to step into them and do everything I can to elevate us to the next level. Passing the torch on to me is a big deal for him. And for him to say, you got this, and to pass it on, means a lot to me. Yeah, it got me right in the feels, I'm not gonna lie. I hope to bring my unique energy to it, my experience to it, and my nuance to the pitch, and to be able to fly the birds mostly like him, but in my own style, my own way. LAFC wanted 2 falconers. They wanted us to be continued and to have a seamless transition. And we spent 6 years preparing for this transition, and we're going to be ready.
Coming up on LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax, we go inside Timothy Tillman's journey to the black and gold. LAFC Weekly is presented by Carmax, official used car retailer of LAFC, by BMO, official bank of LAFC, and by Pacific Office Automation. We have your office game plan. Welcome back to LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax. German-born LAFC midfielder Timothy Tillman came through the ranks of German football, eventually ending up at the biggest club in the country in Bayern Munich. It was a huge coup that he would bring his talents to LAFC and Major League Soccer, and during that time he has represented the U.S. men's national team. You could argue he is one of the top 10 American midfielders playing anywhere. Older brother's playing at PSV Eindhoven. It's a family affair. He is a great number 8, getting that ball from box to box. And he is this week's Player Profile, presented by Rockstar Energy Drink.
Hey, I'm Timothy Tillman, midfielder for LAFC.
Oh, Timothy Tillman!
From Nuremberg, Germany. I started my professional career in Nuremberg 2018. Played for the first team there, signed my first professional contract. We were in Bundesliga back then. For a year, I was only on loan there. Yeah, it was still a great experience, an important experience for me as a young kid. My first team, Falconer, which was just a small town club where I grew up. A couple of steps later, I ended up at the Bayern Academy, which was pretty influential. Playing for the Bayern Academy, playing for another academy from Kräuter Fürth before, just led me to where I am now, and now I'm very happy to be here in LA. Getting called up for the first time was, of course, a big honor. To be able to make my first game then as well was incredible. A dream coming through. It pays off for the hard work I did so far. Yeah, as I said, I still want to grow as a player, and now it's time to work. I think my favorite moment last year was the goal at home against the Galaxy to make sure we win this game.
Gonzalez, Bowen on one side, Tillman going down the middle. Tillman seals it!
It was a quick counterattack. Giorgio got the ball. It bounced towards Mario and he just carried it a little bit on the field. I made my run on the right side, got the ball, took one touch, shot it and started celebrating.
And Tillman just slices through. Clinical on the finish beyond Bond.
My pre-game rituals are that I always needed at least a small amount of Nutella for every single game. Then I just start my activation by going to the gym a little bit. Sometimes I even go to the hot and cold tub before, but most of the times I'm just doing my gym work. I love listening to music, so yeah, listening to music before games is always very important. My favorite players were, I'd say, Mesut Özil and Paul Pogba. KDB, of course, which are just very creative minds in midfield. Especially Özil is reading spaces very well and yeah, also very decisive on that last pass. He was a big role model for me when I was younger. I really like playing video games and cooking at home, but I also just like enjoying good food or just going outside with friends. If it is the beach, if it is like go for a hike, I don't care. It's just spending time with my family and friends. Adding good food is always a good idea. My favorite thing to cook is either burgers or pasta. Quick and easy and still tastes amazing. So these three things are the ones I'm looking for when I'm cooking at home. Quick, easy, delicious, these three.
Coming up on LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax, we relive Eduard Atuesta's most iconic moments with the black and gold. Welcome back to LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax. Eduard Atuesta, the Colombian midfielder, back with LAFC, the first player to have extended stints on 2 occasions. He is beloved by the fans. A lot of people put Atuesta on their LAFC Mount Rushmore. He is beloved by his teammates because he is such an incredible passer of the ball. They want to be on the receiving end of those. And he is also this week's Call Jacob iconic player.
Atuesta!
Now through Atuesta. From distance, Atuesta going left foot inside. It's going to be 2 for the LAFC!
Atuesta. And Bella beautifully found. Wonderfully finished. But Atuesta just put on an absolute show tonight. Atuesta to Vela. To the left boot. And in! Here's Diamande. And now it's Atuesta. And it's 4-1. He gets the free kick. Far post. Back in the net. Absolute magic. This is Atuesta. Filling in the gaps. Playing the ball between the lines. And Eduard. Atuesta takes advantage. Atuesta. Hoisted into a perfect position.
Coming up on LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax. Relive the day Chicho Arango was named Newcomer of the Year with LAFC. LAFC Weekly is presented by Carmax, official used car retailer of LAFC. By BMO, official bank of LAFC. And by Auto Collision Group, official auto collision center of LAFC. Welcome back to LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax. Back in 2021, nobody could have anticipated the impact that Christian Chicho Arango would have had in Major League Soccer or for LAFC. 26 years of age, the Colombian attacker coming over from Millonarios, they thought he would be okay. He joined the team in August and in 17 games had 14 goals and became the MLS Newcomer of the Year. And it is this week's Classic Club Moment, presented by Remitly.
Chicho can't stop scoring.
Chicho steps up, shot, goal! Arango has scored and tied it at 1! Chicho! Yeah! Christian Arango!
Keeper never getting out. This is the third long goal. Arango! That's it. Chicho! Viene el centro por parte de Mamadou. Hay un rebote. Este es el tercero y el gol. ¡Gol!
There's Arango! Oh, Tillman! There's Arango! It's 3 now.
Squeeze it through to Rodriguez. A chance here for 3-1.
Chicho, what's up, bro?
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
¿Cómo estás?
Yeah, and hey, man, let me thank you for a fantastic season. You did your thing for LAFC, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you, maestro. Es un placer para mí conocerte.
Well, thank you. And guess what? You have been named MLS Newcomer of the Year. Congratulations.
Fuiste nombrado la contratación del año de MLS.
Okay.
Thank you, es un placer. Para mí.
What a great award, man. And listen, we're going to do some great things together, and we're going to win that cup next season, all right?
You're right.
All right, congratulations, my brother.
Thank you, miss.
I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this week. A reminder, get out to a home game at BMO Stadium. Until then, let's go, Black and Gold.